Alright, this is lesson 8.2. The homework there is up at the top for homework number 2. Make sure you show work, solving equations. It's very important to show your work in an organized way, and we'll model how to do that in today's lesson. So it's important to go over this bell ringer because it relates to today's lesson. Most of you can solve this using problem-solving strategies, but we kind of want to transition to writing an equation and solving with steps from there. So it says Alex went to the movies with several friends. Student tickets cost $8.50 each. So that's for the tickets. And together they spent $25 on snacks. The total amount paid was $59. Find the number of people that went to the movies. So I don't know how many people. So that is my unknown. So I'm going to have my variable P represent the number of people. So I don't know how many students went, but I know that each ticket cost $8.50. So my equation is going to be $8.50 a person. And they also bought them. So that was an extra $25, and that's going to equal my total of $59. So that's your equation. If you solve that, I'm going to drop a line from the equal sign to divide it into two sides. And we got to keep an equation balanced. What we do to one side, we have to show on the other. So this is a two-step equation now. So 850 is being multiplied by P and then adding 25. So I'm going to do all of that in reverse. So first I multiplied, then I added. So to undo that, the inverse of addition is subtraction, and to undo the multiplication, we're going to use division. So we're going to undo adding 5 by subtracting 25 from both sides, and that gives you $8.50 times your variable P, and 59 subtract 25 is 34. Okay, this makes 0. So then you undo the multiplication by showing division with a fraction bar, divide both sides by $8.50, and P is equal to 4. So that means that 4 people went to the movies. And you could always double check, take $8.50 times 4, and then add your 25, and you should get your total of 59. Alright, so solving two-step equations and check our solution. So again, I'm going to draw the line down from equals to separate the left and the right. 3a is multiplication, plus 9 is addition. So first is multiplying, then we were adding. So to undo those operations, we're going to use subtraction and then division. So I'm going to take away 9 from both sides first. 3a is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 3, and a is equal to 8. Alright, to check my solution, you always write the original problem. 3a plus 9 is equal to 33. And I think that a is 8, so I'm going to replace 8 where the a was. And I'm going to solve the left-hand side to see if this is true. So order of operations, multiply 3 times 8, that's 24, add 9, and that gives us 33, which actually equals 33. So you can't just stop by substituting the number in, you actually have to finish out the check and see if it actually checks and works. Alright, problem number 2. You have a fraction, 1/5 times P, and then you're subtracting 12. So I'm going to start with the subtracting 12. I'll do that by adding 12 to both sides. You have 1/5 times P equals 32. It's 20 plus 12 is 32. And remember from the previous lesson, to undo a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal. So that's 5/1. I can also put 32 over 1. This crosses off, becomes 1. So P is equal to 32 times 5. Is 160. And to check my solution on that one, write the original 1/5 times p minus 12 equals 20. 1/5, p I think is 160, minus 12 equals 20. Is that actually true? Well, we know that 1/5 of 160 is 32, and if I subtract 12, you actually get 20, so 20 equals 20, and that checks. All right, these are some team huddles. Again, I won't do all of them, but I'll show you the answers. Let's solve 2b together, and then I'll display the answers for the other three. So negative 1/6 minus 3 equals 2. So I'm actually going to draw my line. To undo subtraction, you add 3 to both sides, which gives you negative 1/6x equals 5. To undo the multiplication, well, the fraction there, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is negative 6 over 1. I'll put the 5 over 1. This all cancels out on this side. You get x, and negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. Okay, and you do have to check these, so I'm going to go up here and solve my check. So you have the original, negative 1/6x minus 3 equals 2. I thought that x was negative 30, so you replace the x. Negative 1/6 of negative 30, that is 5. And 5 minus 3 is indeed 2. So 2 equals 2, and that checks out. Your answers for the remaining ones, if you want to try them, 1b is the final answer, x equals negative 7. Final answer for 1a is x equals 4. And final answer for 2a is x equals negative 21. So again, it's kind of the reverse of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now you're going in reverse because you want to undo everything. So any addition or subtraction that you see, undo that first, and any multiplication or division, undo that second. All right, this one's just slightly different because there's 3 terms on the left instead of just 2. So I know that 2x and x are like terms. So you can actually combine those to get 3 x's. And now it's just like what we did before. It's a 2-step problem. To undo the subtraction, you want to add 27. So then you get 3x equals 30. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 10. Okay, so we have a word problem. Dion wants to go on a camping trip with his hiking club. The trip cost is $185.75. He already paid a deposit of $45.75 and will save an additional, that's a key word, $17.50 per week to pay for the trip. So I need to solve an equation to find the number of weeks that Dion will need to save money for the trip. So I don't know the number of weeks, so that's your variable. And here's the equation. Okay, we already have his deposit, $45.75 is this number. He's saving an additional $7.50 every week, and I don't know the number of weeks. And then this is your total. All right, so we're going to solve that. So I'm going to rewrite it down here. 45.75 plus 17.50 equals my total. Drop my line. Okay, now my variable is attached to the 17.50, so I don't want to undo that first. I'm going to subtract the 45.75 from both sides. So this becomes 0. You bring down your 1750W, and if I subtract the numbers on the right hand side, you get 140. divide both sides by 1750, and you get that W equals 8. And again, word problems always have a label, so find the number of weeks, and so my final answer is 8 weeks. Make sure you label your answer. All right, again, 2 team huddles here. All you have to do is combine like terms and solve them, so we can talk about these. Be careful here, this -9, or the negative sign, the subtraction sign goes with the 9c. So -9c plus 3c is -6c. And I have your 4 out front equals 58. Drop my line. I'm going to take away 4 from both sides first. And be careful here, this goes together. This is a common mistake students make. They might drop a 6c, but that negative sign goes as well. So that's -6c equals 54. Sorry if that stopped, but my final answer was c equals -9. I won't go through the work on this one, but your final answer for 4b should be m equals 9. And the last one, if you purchased a computer for $682.20,